guys, and welcome to Film Artsy, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And with Wonder Woman 1984 releasing at the end of 2020, this movie actually ended up being a really big success compared to all the other movies that did release in 2020. And honestly, it's no surprise this movie ended up doing so well, just because of the actors and the cast that put so much work into these movies. It's no real surprise that they get along on screen and off screen, and we're able to make something awesome. And now that we get a look behind the scenes from those movies, it's great to see some of the funniest and hilarious moments of these cast members, whether it's things like messing up lines or just getting along with each other. That's really cool and somewhat entertaining to look at. So let's go ahead and look at some of these moments that are just really that funny. But first, we wanted to give a quick reminder. We do have a really awesome Instagram page that updates you guys on everything happening Marvel immediately. So if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, check it out, link in the description. There's also a ton of really awesome memes and other things that are posted on there. So make sure you guys are following that page. And let's go ahead and jump into this story.
The Hugh Vernon Washington series aren't going to win any prizes for it. I'm sorry.
Treat me like a Be Giovanni. Be Giovanni.
How smile. What we got begotten? Who would wear it?
Let's try something else.
I'm not even wearing underwear. That's how comfortable these pants are.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's going to draw too much attention.
No, I try something in my teeth.
Max the Lord.
Max. Yeah. Max.
So one thing that's really interesting when it comes to Wonder Woman 1984 is definitely the dynamic between the various actors in this movie, whether it's Gal Gadot and Kristen Wiig, or even Chris Pine reprising his role from the first Wonder Woman movie as well. It is really cool just to see how all of these cast members get together and kind of have a fun time whenever they're behind the scenes when they were working on Wonder Woman 1984.
One of the greatest things was watching how generous Gal and Kristen were to each other at the beginning of getting this relationship going.
It was an instant friendship, and we have a very similar sense of humor.
Gal is super funny. Kristen probably has people try to make her laugh all the time. What was funny the first day working with Gal is that Gal was standing there and sort of goofing around and singing a song. And Kristen was like, oh, and I was like, oh, no, Kristen. She's like that all the time.
I think I learned.
She read my book first. How to act on film.
I listened to the lecture. Yeah, exactly. He's really, really great. Dr. Pine.
Dr. Pine.
Was like this new age kind of vibe.
Yeah.
We were working, the women were working, and the men were walking around with strollers, and it felt like a huge kibbutz because everyone were living there. A lot of babies.
It's also really interesting to see that Kristen Wiig, who came in as an antagonist character, ended up building this hilarious and close friendship with Gal Gadot along the way, which is kind of interesting to see, especially since for the most part it just seemed like they showed up for their roles and ended up just bonding very well behind the scenes and just during a lot of the downtime that went into this movie. And just seeing the dynamic of all the different cast members along the way is something we really appreciate, and we think it did definitely contribute to how this movie ended up becoming.
Doesn't go all the way. Swear to God, this is like.
Ready?
Ready?
What is it?
Wait a second, I don't know.
I'm saying what is it? My line!
Oh, not yet. Let me do the thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Do it. There we go. 3,
For real?
2, 1.
No, what is it?
Oh, out of it. Okay, do you want to try one more? Do we have enough?
Just good.
Oh my god, these planes are so big. I want to fly all the planes.
Hey, Steve, this way.
Oh man.
Now, of course, this movie ended up being a massive success, and fans are really excited to see more of not only Wonder Woman, but a lot of the characters and the storylines that were introduced here, and to see what we could end up seeing in the future. Now, besides just the larger scope of the DCEU, and where we're going to see Wonder Woman into the future, and what they have planned for the characters and the universe and the world overall, it'll be interesting to see, especially with how the DCEU is changing directions. But it does seem like after the release of Wonder Woman 1984 and the success that it had, despite the fact that it was released online the day it released, you know, with everything going on, and the movie still did well enough for the Warner Brothers to go ahead and greenlight a third film, which will be fast-tracked. It'll be really interesting to see how this all ends up playing out and what we end up seeing from the future, just because of the fact that Wonder Woman has maintained a strong presence and fan reaction despite how turbulent some other parts of the DCEU ended up being.
Closed and just sort of revengeful.
And if you're a huge fan of comic books or the DC universe, every single Thursday is DC Thursday here at this channel. And over on our community page, we posted a very challenging question based off of DC trivia. Now, if you guys want to participate in this, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. But every single Thursday, we ask a challenging question on DC trivia. And if you answer the question correctly, you have a chance of having your comment featured in one of our videos in the future. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you guys are subscribed and check back on Thursdays for everything DC related. And we even do the same thing every single Monday with our Marvel Monday series as well. Okay, let's get back into it. If you've been following the Marvel Cinematic Universe or just the actors in the MCU,
Into like those scenes where we have to, like, you know, have that sort of super villain hero rivalry. And she's just a great scene partner and friend, and I'm loving working with her so much.
She is business again.
Honestly.
so what do you guys think of Wonder Woman 1984? Were you a fan of this movie? And do you like seeing these behind the scenes moments where the cast members are together and they're kind of laughing and having a good time and just kind of joking around, not taking themselves too seriously? We think it's really cool when we get to see this dynamic because it actually likely contributes to a lot of these actors being comfortable around each other whenever they're filming very important scenes, and most likely makes for a much better movie, while also having a very healthy work environment as well. And despite the fact that Wonder Woman 1984 saw all of those delays that it did end up seeing before its final release, the final product ended up being pretty good, and it's always fun to kind of take a look behind the scenes and see what was being worked on in the background. So what did you guys think of this movie? Let us know in the comments. Who's your favorite actor? Also be sure to subscribe to Film Artsy for more videos uploaded like this every single day of the week. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
Diana's been alone for quite some time. And when she first meets Barbara Minerva, there's a connection there.
And Anthony Mackie having the shield passed on to him and his character from Avengers Endgame. We're so excited to see where this is going to go. Now, one thing that's really interesting is this show was kind of abruptly stopped when it was in production because of everything going on in the world with COVID and whatnot and quarantine. So it was a really interesting thing for this show. And as we know,